Alright, welcome back. This is my second time with the Excel video. I recorded it without any audio last time, so this will be a quicker version of it. If you want to check out some more detail, the R version will definitely is longer for sure. Once again, I ended up creating a table similar to assignment 1. One of the problems that I ran into was that problem of SY 17F. So SY 17F was a problem because there were many different postscripts or things added to the code. So I ended up going to the experiment name, doing that, find, replace, and I just replaced them all. I have the wildcard there, although I don't know that I needed it or that it really did anything. So I ended up searching, replacing for SY17F, and that made this table work for the lookup operation for most of the problems that I was having. There was another problem in these codes that was SY18PLN. And after a lot of looking, I realized that SY18PLN in the field data with the yield here did not have a space at the end, and SY17 in the metadata did. Okay, so I just removed the space in the metadata table here I have here. Okay, so then getting ready to make our pivot tables as assigned, realized scrolling through that we have dates that are in as text. So if they're to the right, they're all general up here, so it's just is what it is. They're general. But if they're to the right, that would be a number. If they're to the left, that's text. Well, that's problematic. So, or it might be problematic whenever we come to, or maybe it was just in there with the adjustment. In any case, just to be safe, I created a year column and multiplied the year by 1. That looks like it worked. So what we end up doing here now is we've got the matches. So I've got all those matches. Remember that we want to look up. We're going to have to use our dollar signs. So in this case, I've got dollar signs on the column for our lookup values because I want them to, I want them to look up that way. And then in my tables here, I have those with absolute references for the entire table. And for the lookup reference, so I'm looking up local ID here. Next, I'll be looking up the ICPCR, soil P, soil case, etc., just like I did over here. I only fixed the row number, so the letter does not have a dollar sign. I told it to say NA of hashtag NA if not found, and then gave it a little bit of freedom with finding matches, and told it to search from the top. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be sorted, but I did sort mine because my metadata table, because I'm used to Excel requiring that. Apparently it doesn't know. So I have this search set up, and it's going to look, and we do the same thing for all those. Copy it and run it down. So that is the matching of building this table. The next thing is what we're an actual assignment, which is to make the pivot table and maybe a pivot chart. So we're going to scroll down. Too far. Okay, get it all highlighted, and we're going to insert pivot table. Okay, put it on a new sheet, and then let's move my mug out of the way. Let's make a row, year row, and no, let's do year column and local ID. Okay, so, and then we were wondering about yield. So, and we don't want to count, we want value field. We go up here to average. So there, now we have average. So Athens, Georgia, 2016, it was 52, that's way too many decimal places. Let's change that, 52 bushels to the acre. Athens over all the periods is 57 bushels to the acre. Yeah, you can scroll or look around here and see the different yields. Now, one of the things you might be interested in is instead of Athens or instead of cities, you might be interested in experiment name. Those are by year anyway, so they're less helpful. And they appear to be pretty inconsistently coded, so I don't know that across years that's going to be all that helpful. What else would be interesting would say be soil. We don't need local ID. So, and then the next thing here is let's look at, they did it by soil P. Soil P has a problem, and you can go back and you can look into this and see about correcting it. There's an extra space in front of very high. That's why we have two very highs. This one has a space, this one doesn't. So that's a problem. And also they're not sorted by order. And that really ought to be sorted. So that would be something to look into for both soil P and soil K. They both have that same problem. Kind of highlights the importance of coding your data cleanly, but I guess in doing data validation, but that's what we're here for too. So we have this table. Now you might look at this and say, you know what, I would really like is a chart. So we're going to insert pivot chart. I thought it was under me. And a clustered column makes the most sense probably. So now you have a visual that would be interesting once the data is cleaned up. So again, you're going to want to look at those like you do in R. You're going to want to look at those results, see if you can have a story to tell your stakeholder, and see if there's anything interesting happening here. Have fun. We'll see you.